Manipulative people want unearned respect, as if respect, the effect, could give them personal value, the cause. They want unearned admiration, as if admiration, the effect, could give them virtue that's worth admiring. They want unearned money and success, as if success, the effect, could give them ability, the cause. This is what manipulative people do. They want to pressure you to give them things, like your time, energy, and resources, without having earned it. They want to obligate you into doing things to their benefit only.
Ten types of emotional manipulators. 1. The constant victim. This kind of individual will always find a way to end up as the victim in their relationships. 2. The one-upsmanship expert. This person uses put-downs, snide remarks, and criticisms to show that they're superior and know much more than you. 3. Powerful dependents. Powerful dependents pretend to be weak and powerless, then use their helplessness to dominate relationships. That is, they send the subtle message, "You must not let me down." 4. Triangulators. These people always try to get others on their side. They're quick to say nasty things and put you down. They separate good friends and drive wedges in between families. 5. The blasters. They blast you with their anger or suddenly blow up. That stops you from asking questions, in case there's a showdown. 6. The projector. The projector thinks they're perfect and that others have all the flaws. They take no ownership because they're never, ever wrong. 7. The deliberate misinterpreter. This person seems nice, but they twist and use your words. This person spreads misinformation and misinterprets you, deliberately presenting you in a false, negative way. 8. The flirt. This person uses flirting to get their way in life. They want to be admired and have an audience. However, your needs and interests are of no concern to them. 9. The iron fist. The iron fist uses intimidation to throw their weight around, use you for their ends, and get their way in life. 10. The multiple offender. This person uses several of the techniques we've described, and they'll often switch between the methods depending on what suits their purposes.
Absolute authoritarianism without meaningful accountability. No tolerance for questions or critical inquiry. No meaningful financial disclosure regarding budget. Expenses such as an independently audited financial statement. Unreasonable fear about the outside world, such as impending catastrophe, evil conspiracies, and persecutions. There is no legitimate reason to leave. Former followers are always wrong in leaving, negative or even evil. Former members often relate the same stories of abuse and reflect a similar pattern of grievances. There are records, books, news articles, or television programs that document the abuses of the group or leader. Followers feel they can never be good enough. The group or leader is always correct. The group or leader is the exclusive means of knowing truth or receiving validation. No other process of discovery is really acceptable or creditable.
The narcissist has no use for the one he or she cannot control. Narcissists hate free spirits, the individual who is an individual, the man or woman who is able and unafraid to think critically, the person who is in touch with his or her creative side, basically anyone who is halfway capable of thinking and dreaming for themselves will be despised by the narcissist. Why? It's because the free-spirited person presents an obstacle to the narcissist and his insatiable desire to control anybody and everybody in his or her circle of so-called relationships. A so-called relationship with a narcissist is no relationship at all. There's nothing mutual about it. It is a form of slavery. It is master to servant. It is superior to inferior. It is controller to controllee. It's not much different than the relationship a farmer has with an ox, a rancher has with a horse, or a machinist has with a press. If you provide the narcissist in your life the control they desire, they will be more than happy to maintain a, quote, relationship with you. If you do not give the narc in your life the control they desire, expect to be the target of their rage, or if you're lucky, abandonment. I say if you're lucky because many narcs seek to destroy the ones that they cannot control. I've personally discovered that most narcissists are more than happy to maintain a phony relationship with you if only you will provide them a single pearl or two of your own soul, flesh, or finances that they can trample on. You know, like the swine Jesus warned us about in Matthew chapter 7. Even if you decide to hand little parts of yourself over to the narc in your life, even a pearl at a time, you will still eventually find the core of your soul trampled underfoot by the narc and his or her minions. But hey, in the meantime, you can at least pretend you're enjoying a relationship with them, right? Let me make this point clear to you, and this is something I have to continually and repeatedly make to my own soul. If the narc in your life can't control you, you mean nothing to them. They don't love you, and they do not care for you. When I say you, I mean the real you. I mean the things about your personality, life, and spirit that define the true you, the things that make you who you are and what you are. The narcissist could care less about those things. Their so-called love for you extends to the level with which they can derive a use from you, like the farmer loves his ox, or a rancher loves his or her horse, or someone may love their new car. Most of the time, that use is nothing more than a sensation of empowerment that the narcissist experiences when he or she believes they have exercised power over some aspect of your person, be it your perceptions, your emotions, your thoughts, or your behavior. Sometimes that use is the enhancement of the narcissist's own image for the benefit of those he or she is attempting to impress, much like a prop in a staged production. Sometimes the usefulness they derive from you can range from a simple kissing of their butt to conning you out of your entire life savings. Either way, any relationship you have with a narcissist will always, and I must emphasize always, be built upon their ability to control and exploit some if not all, aspects of your life. I believe 2 Peter 2:3 words this better than any psychology manual when it states that false messengers, which perfectly describes the narcissist, will attempt to make merchandise of you. If they cannot control you and subsequently exploit you, you mean nothing to them. Now here's a warning. Don't make the mistake of falling for the relationship card when you decide to cut ties with the narc in your life. If and when you muster the strength to sever ties with a narc, expect a full-fledged attack on your morality, character, and integrity. Much of that will be centered on your unwillingness to enjoin yourself to the narc. You will be the one accused of a callous refusal to maintain relations with one so loving and kind as the narc in your life. All of the feigned and fake acts of kindness heaped on you by the narcissist, they'll be thrown back in your face as examples of your selfishness and your pettiness, as well as the narc's mercy and tenderheartedness. Don't think for a moment that the relationship card tactic won't be used on everyone in your circle of family and friends that the narc may have access to. They're going to hear about your bitter, unforgiving heart, while the narcissist all along only wanted a relationship with you. They did want a relationship with you on their playing field alone, a one-way relationship, the narc's way, of course. If you are a free spirit, if you believe that God created you to be an individual personality with unique abilities and purposes in life, if you are someone who possesses the capacity to think for yourself, if you are any of these things, you need to stop wondering why the narcissist in your life targeted you for humiliation, shame, and possibly even destruction.